Hello from Sojourn Psychology. Now, if you have been listening to our blog, something that you might know about me, Tara Boothby, is that I am a huge fan of attachment. Now, I wasn't naturally somebody who saw the power of attachment, and it took me quite a while into my career before I really thought, hey, there's something to this energy between people that's probably pretty important, potentially vital to my career and how I'm working with parents, families, couples, kids, people. But with the power of attachment, I've really been challenged recently on a superpower. Legitimately, I think that there's something about attachment that is so significant. And when we see it with people, when we see it working well, this isn't the superpower. This is just noticing attachment. Bowlby would say, stronger, wiser, other, that we are really seeking that there is a stronger, wiser other. I put my hand up because when we're seeking attachment, we are looking up. The parent connection is hierarchical, we'll say, but the shift of energy with somebody who you are providing that attachment experience for, that I will be a bonding agent. There's always kind of an angle. It's never really reciprocal. In marriage, yeah, it's reciprocal. It's a little bit different. But most other relationships, that experience of attachment is an experience of one looking up to another at some height of angle. Stronger, wiser, other. And how being rooted in that experience, that attachment experience, is extremely powerful enough that it doesn't really need any superpowers. And yet, I think that there is this superpower that I am starting to really, really notice, in particular in my parenting experience. I think that as a parent, there is this pressure. Okay, well, I told you can't do that. I have to stick with my word. All right, I've set a limit, and if you step over that, then we are really going to do exactly what I said. But that stronger, wiser, other, or what the circle of security will use, which I love circle of security language, bigger, stronger, wiser, and kind. Without that kindness piece, really this equation falls flat. Without wisdom, there is not this assurance that it's okay for me to trust you're big and strong, your leadership, your voice that's telling me this has to happen. And I think that this really leads to the superpower piece, which really is flexibility. So I think from my parent experience, and I'm continually trying to figure this out as a leader, I'm probably better at it as a psychologist and meeting with people, is this space for flexibility. It's hard, we think we need to set boundaries, we need to set limits, whether that's a leader or parent, and then I have to stick with it, or you're not going to take me serious. Being taken serious is overrated. All those people who take you serious, really, is that working? Probably not as efficiently as those who see us have strength of character, have value of opinion, have good insight for boundaries, and yet there's space for flexibility. I think of just the other day playing outside with my children, playing Frisbee with a 3 and a 4-year-old. Jesus, give me flexibility. Give it to me now. Not my favorite experience. I think they were having fun, but yeah, not the Frisbee game I would have liked. And mommy, that's me, says, do not step off the grass. If you step off the grass, we're going to have to go home. Do not go on the asphalt. I called it asphalt, the road. And the Frisbee goes onto the road. And of course, my kids want to go get it. Daddy goes onto the road. That's my husband. And they, look at the edge of the grass and the asphalt, and the temptation is so great, and they go onto the road. And here I am in mom zone, and I'm like, I said we were going home. And initially I feel my shark music, I get mad, I'm like, okay, great, now what do I do? And inside I already knew, I already had it. That flexibility is starting to come through. But I still needed to remind my kids, they would have been safe on the asphalt. Dad's there. They would have been safe on the asphalt. There's no cars coming around, but it's still a road, and they're 3 and 4 years old. And I want them to learn that we don't go onto the road without knowing how to be safe on the road. And I don't quite feel like they're ready to learn to look both ways and all these things. They're 3 and 4, and we live in the country. We're not in the city. So they all get the Frisbee, and I take a moment to usher both children in close and re-establish to say, Mom said, do not go on the road. And you both went on the road. And I had said we're going to go home, but we're not. I need to know that you will not go on the road. That was my attempt at flexibility. Was it perfect? Do I talk to my children like adults? Sometimes. I'm a psychologist. But still, it's this fluidity. And I think that experience of grace for my kids, I see it with my kids when I've told them there's a consequence coming. And I realize, hey, you're 3, you're 4 years old. I said I was going to do it, but I don't have to do it. The consequence can be Mom offering grace. The SuperPower flexibility allows space for us as attachment figures in leadership positions, parenting positions, whatever position where someone is trying to connect to us, that they can find us and we can bond with them. Flexibility allows us to offer grace. I don't have all the answers. It's a very spiritual reality. We don't have the answers. The human reality is that when we offer flexibility, something will shift inside of us. Something will shift inside of the people that we love and that we're building into. And that's a superpower. That's it, people.